Alright, so...
Hi.
Hi, I'm Mordecai.
Very nice to meet you, Mordecai.
Hi.
Hi.
Alright, so when did you get into acting?
I got into acting, well, it's actually kind of been throughout my entire life. My mom's a production coordinator, so I've been on film sets since I was a baby.
Oh,
and
wow.
I did Miami Vice when I was like 1.5 or something like that. Yeah, exactly. So she kind of tried to start me out in it, and I just wasn't having it as a kid. I was not interested. And then in high school, theater came about, like 9th grade. I was like, this is fun. I want to pursue this in a more serious nature. And my mom was not having it then. And so I just kind of convinced her that this is what I wanted to do.
What kind of productions did you do in high school?
I did Grease.
Ooh.
I was Rizzo.
Kind of like with Eddie and...
Exactly. When they said that Grease was the project that Osborne Silver wanted to do, I was like, that's perfect. That's the best one you could have. I did Guys and Dolls. I was a hot box girl. Just like fun like musicals and stuff like that. Good Woman of Szechuan by Bertolt Brecht, which is very serious and like social commentary. So I've kind of done an array of plays, which is fun. Theater's my love. I love doing theater.
Alright, and Melissa is one of the characters of Joan Hollywood Heights. How did you manage to get the gig?
It's an interesting story. Well, I auditioned for it, but the day of the audition, there was terrible traffic. There was like a horrible accident on the 405, and I took surface streets, and I think I was like half an hour late to the audition, and just like in a panic, like in a cold sweat. And luckily they were running behind, so they didn't notice, and I kind of just sat there completely nervous and like racked, and I walked into the room, and those nerves helped me, and they turned into a really fun improvisational banter with the casting director. And halfway through, he was like, I don't need to see anymore, you can come back tomorrow. And it was just like, I was like, thank God for my horribly stressful ride, because otherwise I don't know how on point I would have been. And then beyond that, I think that I have a lot of Melissa in me. I think she's the greatest.
Who is Melissa?
Melissa, well, I mean, the facts of Melissa, she's Lauren Tate's best friend. She's the main character on Hollywood Heights. And she's her support system, part of her support system. And she is ostentatious and overeager and overzealous and just really excited about life and the potential of things. She never sees anything as glass half empty. It's always glass half full. The glass is always full for Melissa. She sees the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay.
And who do you base Melissa off of? Is there any Ashley in there?
There's a lot of Ashley. There's a lot of Ashley in there. Tendency to joke when something embarrassing happens, stuff like that. Like that need to make people comfortable by either supporting them or making them laugh has always been a big part of me. That's kind of how I handle the world and handle other people. But Melissa's also a version of one of my friends, Kiera Pearson, who's just, she loves life and she's wacky and she just doesn't care. She doesn't care that people don't necessarily approve of the way she handles herself. And not in a bad way, but in like a she's just very charismatic and really, really loves life and really loves people. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, she's great.
And what has been your favorite scene to shoot?
There's one that hasn't aired yet.
Okay.
I won't tell you details. It's between Brittany Underwood and I, Lauren Tate.
Okay.
And I'm just super excited about something that's going to happen that night.
Okay.
As usual. But this scene, the writers wrote it and they were like, we just want you to go. And so it was me talking a mile a minute and getting all of this stuff out, and I was so nervous to do it, and I was like, I don't know if I can, I'm going to trip over my words. And we did it in, I think, one take, and it was just so much fun. Brittany and I just like played with each other and had a great time, and we threw some improv in there, and it was a really fun scene to shoot. And the way I look back on it, I mean, every scene was really fun to shoot, but that one stands out.
Yeah, I mean, we just left off where you like found something in the cabinet, so we'll see what's going on with that.
You will see what's going on tonight.
Yeah. That's right. Oh, it's tonight.
It is tonight. That's the good thing about our shows. So you don't have to wait a week
it's like
to see the
tomorrow.
next one. Yeah, exactly. It's great.
Love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm kind of obsessed with it. If I wasn't on it, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like all the other ABC Family and T-Nex shows.
I love them.
Yeah, me too.
I'm into it. They make me really happy. It's a good departure from your day.
Yeah.
It's a good way to relax.
Try to like get into someone else's life.
Exactly.
Get away from yours.
Exactly. Yeah. Soap operas tend to do that.
So your relationship with Adam is, I love it because it's like a best friend, kind of not knowing, and then all of a sudden, boom, it like hits you. You guys are love each other. And then like, how is that like? How have you managed to keep it professional?
With Nick Krause?
Yeah.
He's like my brother.
Oh.
The moment we met, we had an immediate connection. I forgot what we even joked about, but it was something really stupid and probably really immature. And from that point on, we just realized that we could talk to each other about that kind of stuff.
Right.
So we just became really good friends. And he has a girlfriend, a lovely girlfriend.
Oh.
But our relationship, I think we found that love and that boyfriend-girlfriend thing in how close we got as friends and how we could really, like, if I had a problem, I'd go to his room and be like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And if he had a problem, he'd come to mine. And we just had a really good working relationship. I still talk to him all the time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He was on the movie The Descendants.
He was,
right?
yeah. He was so good in.
Yeah, he really
so
was.
good in. And he just did another film in Louisiana that he's been sending me pictures from set. It's
Oh,
completely
really?
different from that.
Wow.
It's something else.
Yeah.
So I'm excited
can't
to
wait
see
to
it.
hear that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and your friendship with Lauren, played by Brittany Underwood, who is that friendship? Is it based on a real life one?
I guess you could say it's a composite of all my relationships with my best friends, but
Okay.
Brittany and I just got along really well. I met her at the test when I was testing for the show, and we just started joking around. And cause I have, I can't take high stress situations seriously. I start to panic and I have to make jokes. So like we just started joking around and talking to each other. And the minute we were leaving and walking to the parking lot, she was like, "I want you to get this." I was like, "I want to get this." And we were so happy when we saw each other at the table read or at the fitting. And we just really got along. I love her. I see her all the time.
She's great. I actually spoke to her last week on the phone. Yeah.
Isn't she great?
Yeah, she was like really like super nice, super sweet.
So sweet.
Yeah.
Really funny, really down to earth. We have the same kind of sense of humor.
Yeah.
So lots of.
So it's like a lot of
humor.
like fun. Like basically, you're taking like your real life and putting it on the show.
That's exactly what it was. It was so. I'm so grateful for that we didn't have any. That we were really friends because it made it so much easier to have fun and play around. Same thing with Nick.
Right.
With Adam. It was immediate. There was no work to it.
Right. And on the show, your hobby is to record everyday life. Is this a real life hobby, or is it?
I don't really record. I guess I take a lot of pictures.
Okay.
Me and Instagram, it's like a problem. It's a daily issue for me. It's my new obsession. So I think that aspect of her life, I like to document things and have them for later. And I forget a lot of things that I do. So then I'll like look back in the picture and I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. That was awesome. So it's in a sense, and it was very strange recording everything as Melissa because it's invasive. It's a little, people get a little touchy about that kind of stuff, and it's in our everyday world. So it was interesting. It was a weird thing to play around with. So I was like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with this. But eventually I became comfortable with it. Yeah.
And in terms of acting, which character on the show do you find most challenging to be Melissa?
What do you mean in terms of?
Like which other actor or actress was it hard to work with, like, and be Melissa? Like which other?
Probably, and I really didn't have that many scenes with him, probably Grayson, who plays Don, Adriana's dad. He is a really funny guy, and I was usually the one to throw people off, I guess, when I would do scenes with them. Like, I would throw something in or do something kind of weird, maybe even unintentionally, and he does the same thing, but just, like, to the 10th degree. And it's really fun to work with, but it always would, I'd be like, it would just kind of, like, you're not supposed to do that, I'm supposed to do. So it kind
taking
of like,
away the thunder.
Yeah, exactly. So it kind of like start me for a minute, like I had to like up my game and figure that kind of stuff out. But he was really fun to work with. He was probably the one that always like kind of just got me, and I'd be like, what did you just do? Where are we? What scene are we shooting?
Oh wow.
Don. Oh, Dr. Don.
Yeah,
I love that character.
Yeah.
I love Grayson. He's so good.
Yeah.
He's so fun.
He really is. Yeah. Alright, and on a side note, I was a huge fan of the show Huge.
Thank you.
Yeah. How did you manage to go from being evil Chloe, which is kind of ironic.
Right? I was going to say that. It's that name has a bad rap.
Yeah. To the amazing best friend, Melissa.
Well, I didn't want to get any more hate mail. I was just so tired of being Chloe, and I loved Chloe, don't get me wrong. It's really fun to play that character and to be bad and to be the villain, technically, or have that projected onto you, but I'm more like Melissa than I am like Chloe. All my Chloe parts I hide and don't let people see because those are the bad parts. which is why I love playing Chloe, because I could take all that stuff out and be like, here you go.
Right.
I'm not that nice, kind of nasty. Sometimes I can be nice, but not all the time. But Melissa was a lot easier for me because I'm more on that tip of being friendly and outgoing and, you know, joking around and having a good time.
Okay. And besides for Hollywood Heights, do you have any other projects coming up?
I have something in the works that I'm working on, and I don't want to talk about it yet just because it's not completely finalized. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I do have something that I'm working on right now. I'm very excited about it.
Well, I'm excited.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm more than just an actor in this one. I'm also writing it.
Oh, wow.
Co-writing it. So it's a.
That's a big job.
It is. Writing is really hard. It is such a hard job, and I give kudos to all the screenwriters and TV writers out there. It's a hard job. It's difficult. It's tricky, and to write something compelling and that people want to see, especially these days when everything's lost its shock value.
Yeah.
It's very hard to write something that people want to stay tuned into. Yeah, so just working on that.
And what's your favorite book, or what book are you currently reading?
I'm currently reading, love it so much. I'm in the middle of the Game of Thrones series.
Okay.
I'm on Clash of Kings.
Okay.
It's so good. It's so fun to read and to like get involved, and because there's like 15 storylines, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you're like keeping track of all of them and who belongs to which house and what, you know, insignias for which house, and just like trying to keep track of anything. It's a really good way to train your brain to remember all of this stuff.
Right.
And it makes me feel good about myself. I'm like, oh, he's from House Stark, and I just feel like really cool and nerdy. But they're great books. It's something to just get lost in.
Yeah.
And stay ahead of the TV show. So and I think it's ruined for me. Because the first season, I hadn't read the books yet, and that whole situation got pretty ruined. Did you watch the first season?
I watched both seasons.
Yeah. So I found out that Ned Stark died in the first season. I was like, no, I haven't read that yet. I'm only halfway through.
I know. I actually started reading the first book, but I have so many other books I have to read before I get to that. So
I read the first Hunger Games. I love that book, but I haven't had time to read the last two. And I just want to finish my Game of Thrones and then move on to Hunger Games and then start a whole new chapter of books. I love reading.
Yeah.
Big fan. It's what I like to do in my
Do you have a favorite book? Or?
Yeah. The Great Gatsby is probably my favorite book of all time. I love that. I love the whole thing. I love the romance and the sadness and the melancholy and the mystery and the decadence. It's great. And the movie's coming out. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see it.
I don't know when they moved it. I think to like a year from now. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You'll have to wait a while.
Oh no. I'm so excited. I saw that trailer and I was so pumped.
I know. It looked really good.
I'm gonna have to look that up and see what's gonna come out now.
Yeah.
Good to know.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It was nice meeting you.
Very nice meeting you, Mordecai.